Hey guys, what's up? It's NKCubed, and in this video we have another unboxing from NKCubed. So this is the other box that was in the package that came with this corner turning icosahedron puzzle, which I just made a video about. So in here is some extra stuff that he wanted to send. It says bonus puzzles for being awesome and having a ton of subs. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what we have in here. Oh boy, looks like we've got a few things. Wow. And once again, we have another note. So I'm going to go ahead and read through this first. All right, so it says, well, it appears I have sent you one copy of each of the puzzles Jason sells on his website of my designs. I wonder how that happened. So I'm assuming Jason is Chewy's custom stickers because I know that he sells some of his designs. So let's read about this. It says the mirror square one is the only puzzle that he fabricated. The rest are either originals or copies that I made, but his craftsmanship is wonderful from the puzzles he sent me so far. The way he runs his shop is first he asks a designer if they want to collaborate, then he will create a test copy to make sure the puzzle is up to his quality, and then he makes each puzzle to order with his own printers and sticker cutters. He gives a cut to the original designer for every puzzle he sells, which works out great for me, especially since YouTube changed their requirements for monetization. In short, buying from him directly supports the designers. The puzzles aren't cheap, but compared to SLS puzzles, they are a fraction of the price, and you get a fully assembled and stickered puzzle too. Shameless self-promotion aside, there is one puzzle that you need to be careful with. It just so happens to be the highest order sliding puzzle to date, the sliding 3x3. The copy that you have is not, unlike the other puzzles you have, a finished product, but is rather a prototype. The puzzle that Jason is or will be selling has all of the current problems fixed. If I haven't yet released the video, send me an email and I can send you the like so you can see the problems. Other than that, I'm really excited about the puzzle. The way it moves is stunning, and I really see it as a culmination of all the sliding puzzles I've done so far, including Corey's 2x2x3. It's probably the puzzle I am most proud of right now. Other than that, I included a 180 cube, a stand puzzle, a slidey 1x2x3, and a mirror square one. I really hope you enjoy fiddling with these puzzles. Happy puzzling. Alright, well thanks again for another wonderful note, and let's go ahead and get into the many puzzles that we have in here. So here is the sliding 3x3. We'll check that out in a second. I think this might be the 180 cube. We've got the mirror square one. This is the puzzle stand, and then the sliding 1x2x3. All right, so these look like some very cool puzzles. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the stand, and we'll work our way through all of these. All right, so as you can see, this is a puzzle stand, so it totally works as a stand. I'll go ahead and throw up a 3x3 on there. So there you go. You can't even really see the stand from this angle, but you can see it sits on there just fine. And it is also a puzzle. So as you guys can see, it moves like this. And if I can get it to align with its proper, oh yeah, okay, that works. So you just kind of have to offset it a little bit for certain pieces to move. But if you also move it like, turn it like here, right here, every single side will move. So you guys can see it's sort of like a 2x2x3. It's not really though, because you only have 3 corners instead of 4. But yeah, it should be pretty simple to solve, especially because there's no colors. You just kind of go off the shape. So we can go ahead and try and scramble it a little bit here. So I'll go ahead and turn all of these up like that, and then we'll see if we can make another turn here. Alright, just like that. And then we can turn that down. Move this over a little bit. And kind of like move that around like that. So now all this is messed up, as you can see, and then we can turn it some more. Alright, there we go. So there it is pretty much scrambled. So yeah, basically all we have to do is just match up these pieces with the bottom pieces. So I think it'll be easiest to get 2 in and then leave this as a buffer piece. So you can turn this back. It is pretty hard to move, but you can still do it. And there we go. The puzzle is solved. So it is a little bit hard to align everything, but what's nice is that after you solve it, you can just offset a little bit so that it doesn't move around a whole lot, because when it's aligned like this but turned like one turn over, these pieces aren't going to move. You're going to have to align it up like that before these can move. So if it's in this state, it's going to be moving around and wobbling too much, so you can just turn it over once like that, and now it's much more sturdy. So very, very cool design. Of course, a pretty original idea for a puzzle to actually build it into the stand that another puzzle would sit on. So very, very cool. So that's it for the puzzle stand puzzle. Next up, we have got the 180 cube. So for example, this side can turn freely in any direction, but if I turn this side up, now it's stuck. So if I turn it 90 degrees, it doesn't turn, but if I turn 180, it works. So it only makes 180 degree turns. So I can't imagine this would be too complicated, but there's a bit of a scramble. We've got some nice outline stickers here, so that definitely looks nice. So let's see if we can try and solve it. Let's see. Okay, well there's all the corners solved, so we should be able to just do edge rotations now to get the rest of this done. And do something like that. See, now of course I wish I could just turn it over and cycle these two, but it doesn't look like it's gonna work that way. There we go. Now we have an H-perm. Except that doesn't work. Maybe if we do this. No. Okay, now I am thoroughly confused. Alright, well, I am sufficiently stuck on how to solve this 180 cube. I really just have no idea how to go about doing it. I've been messing with it for about 20 minutes now, and I just can't seem to figure it out. Maybe there's something really, really obvious that I'm just totally missing, but for now, I'm just gonna have to come back to it later. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the other puzzles in here. So, next up, we have the sliding 1x2x3. So this, as you can see, slides up and down, which is very cool, and then it also functions as a normal 1x2x3, and it turns very, very smoothly. It looks like you kind of have to align the sliding part though. It also moves like this, and then you can slide it and then turn it around, slide it up. It looks like it only is really the middle layer that kind of moves, right? So it's only like this layer and this layer that can actually shift around. So, yeah, definitely a pretty simple puzzle. I don't know, I was kind of trying to scramble it there actually, and it didn't really seem to work. So what's interesting is that because all these pieces have colors in them, you can move the pieces from the inside to the outside. So it looks like the piece that we need here is has yellow on the top, and it might come from possibly somewhere in here. Here, I need to shift this down and then rotate this like that. And then rotate this around again. Maybe. Something like that. Huh. Huh, this is a very, very neat puzzle. I'm not really sure. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I was just a little bit confused there for a second. So what's really interesting is just, like I said, all these inner pieces have colors in them. So if I want to move this spot up out of this position, I just slide it up. I gotta make sure this is aligned first. Slide it up like that, turn it in, and bring it back down. And now we've swapped these two pieces just like that. So very easily. So that's a very, very cool idea. Yeah, definitely a cool design. You can see there's yellow stickers on the other side too. Movement is pretty good. Very, it's not smooth at all. It's totally sandy feeling, but it still moves very easily, so that's good. But yeah, very, very cool and fun little puzzle. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see the bigger version of this pretty soon here. But we have one more puzzle here, and that is the mirror square one, as you can see written right here. So when you turn this, it offsets like that. So just like a square one would, but of course you can still turn it. And then of course these layers aren't the same height, so it's going to kind of appear differently. So there you go, as you can see. Movement is not super fantastic, but it still definitely moves. This side appears to be much stiffer than the top layer, but you can kind of see some of the 3D printing lines still in there. So we can just go ahead and scramble this up, I guess. I don't really know how to solve square one, but I'll definitely solve it before I send this back. But I just want to show you guys what it looks like all messed up. So there you go, there's a little bit of a scramble. You can see how much this gets jumbled up. I'm sure I could jumble it more if I wanted to split all the pieces. But yeah, very, very cool design. We'll go ahead and turn it once more here. Yeah, just super fun. This adds a whole nother layer of shapeshifting onto what the square one already does with shapeshifting, so yeah, that's very, very cool. Alright, so now on to the final puzzle, and the one that he said he was most proud of. This is the sliding 3x3 prototype. So, I'm pretty sure, yeah, this totally slides out like that, as you can see. That is very, very cool. So, this still moves as a normal 3x3 if I can get everything aligned here. Maybe just set it flat on the table. And you can see that these layers still turn. And then it still moves on these sides as well, I'm pretty sure. There we go. So, as you can see, it moves like that. So you can turn it all the way around and then continue sliding. It is pretty loose, so it's kind of hard to keep everything all stabilized. So let's see if we can make a turn somewhere along here. So making sure everything is carefully aligned. It does take a lot of alignment. He said this is a prototype, so I think this sliding issue will probably be fixed in future versions. But here, let's just see if we can do a simpler slide. So we can slide just one section up like that, and then still make our middle layer move, if we can even do that. Man, this thing is really, really loose. It just kind of slides all over the place. So, you can see. I want to just get a single slide in here. Let's see if we can do that. There we go. Okay, so you can see we can move a piece up like that, turn that in, and then this slides back down like that. So, definitely seems like it's going to be pretty hard to solve. I don't think I'm going to attempt to solve it because it just seems like it's going to take way too long, and it's going to be kind of frustrating to actually make the moves that need to be made. Trying to complete an algorithm would take ages, I think, on this puzzle. But it is a very, very cool kind of proof of concept, I guess. It's not really ready to be like a solvable puzzle, I would say, but still a very cool idea. So we can do some more complicated slides. We can try maybe turning up some stuff like that. And then turning this layer. Ah, there we go. Okay. So there you go. As you can see, with it extended out, we can still get this middle layer to slide like that. So we can make a full turn and then collapse it back up like that. Very, very, very cool. So you can see that there's potentially a whole lot of moves that you can do, but it seems like there needs to be some other way to possibly stabilize the puzzle or kind of slow it down a little bit so that the sliding pieces can move up and then stay in place. Perhaps magnets would suit this cube pretty well, like really, really strong magnets. So let's actually see if we can turn this back now. There we go. Alright, there we go. Finally got that back. So yeah, all around, definitely a very cool puzzle, very much so kind of a proof of concept, and that is not good. I just took it apart. So I guess if it's apart, we can get a little bit of a look at the mechanism here. So you can kind of see how it slides up and down, and how all the pieces kind of hook into this core here. Alright, there we go. Finally got it back together. So yeah, this is a very, very interesting kind of proof of concept puzzle. I think it would be really, really awesome once it gets a lot more stabilized and becomes a bit easier to move. These parts move way too easily, and then the actual turns don't move quite easily enough. So yeah, that's what I would fix, is trying to just see if I can get those. You can see, you know, it definitely works, right? It's definitely functional, but it's just tricky, you know. It's not very usable exactly, and I can't imagine trying to solve it really in this current state. But I can't wait to see kind of the improvements. that eventually get made to it. Anyways, that is about it for these puzzles. These are all the extra puzzles. I think of the 2 sliding puzzles, this one's definitely much easier to use, much easier to play with, which makes sense because there's less pieces. It's less of a sliding mechanism that you really need. This is one that I might actually end up buying just to kind of mess around with. It's pretty fun. This one, I don't know how in the world I'm supposed to solve it. Hopefully I'll figure it out before I have to send it back. And the stand, of course, is cool. All this stuff is cool. So yeah, huge thanks to NKCubed for sending me all of these puzzles, even this one right here. I will be sending all of them back to him, but you guys can purchase a lot of these. Not this one yet, but these 4 right here are all available on Chewy's sticker shop, so I'll leave the links to all of them in the description below as always. And of course, the link to his channel and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, that is about it for this unboxing. If you guys like this video, make sure to hit that like button, turn notifications, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.